Good evening and welcome on in for another edition of From Day One, the middle episode. So as always, we'll grab from the mailbag as we start tonight with a little Regical Love.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. I'm with the Texas Highway Patrol. Now, you're stopped today because your speed was confirmed over the speed limit back there. Let's see your license and your insurance, please.
So you're saying I violated some sort of transportation code?
Yes, sir. Speeding.
Okay.
Oh dear, for a minute there I thought we actually had a normal traffic stop. But no, the script has only just begun.
I need to see your driver's license and your insurance, please, and we can talk.
Okay. Well, I'm letting you know that I'm not here in a commercial capacity.
Okay.
I'm not carrying people for a fee, and I'm not
transporting a brain, or even using said brain.
carrying any cargo for a fee.
Okay.
I'm actually just traveling.
Right.
So those laws are actually for commercial reasons, not for personal reasons, not for...
Okay, sir, I just need to see your driver's license and proof of insurance for the vehicle, okay?
Okay.
I guess it's starting to become quite obvious. They don't understand the word, okay. It's like, for them. Or hey, maybe he's gonna prove me wrong and actually hand over his driver's license and registration.
Take your face palm.
I don't... There's not a crime that's been committed, so...
Yes, sir. The speed limit here is 65, and your
right,
speed was confirmed over the speed limit.
Okay.
You're traveling on a public roadway.
Okay. Again, that is... make sure we're recording. That is for... There you go.
Oh my god, the cop waved at him. The guy put the cop on the video and the cop waved.
Did he just wave at the camera?
Yeah, he did.
Your script is not working on this, man. Why do you guys keep trying? I mean, there's so many videos out there of you making utter fools out of yourself. Maybe you need to travel yourself into braining territory, because I'm pretty sure the lack of brain is the cause of dipshittery.
That is for...
You're close to a cannon
vehicle. I'm not
there.
a commercial vehicle. Those
Okay.
speed limits are set for commercial vehicles.
Okay.
Yeah. Am I free to go?
No, you're not free to go.
Okay.
I need to see your driver's
Am I
license.
under arrest?
Technically, this is an arrest. You are not being
Okay.
placed in
If
arrest
I-
and going to jail.
Okay. If this
Sir,
is a custodial
sir,
arrest. This
listen.
is a custodial arrest, right? Okay. What department are you with?
Texas Department of Public Safety.
Okay. What's your
Texas
name?
Highway
What's
Patrol.
your name?
I'm Trooper Taylor.
Trooper Taylor.
Yes, sir.
Trooper Taylor.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Am I under arrest? Is this a custodial arrest?
Yes.
Okay. Can you go ahead and read me my Miranda rights, please?
Are you fucking kidding? You want Miranda rights for speeding? I know, I should get myself a goddamn facepalm cannon for that, but Jesus Christ.
The Miranda warnings. You said I'm under arrest. Okay, that's the law. Is that now I want you to give me my Miranda warnings.
For what reason?
Because you said I'm under arrest.
That's right. Like I said, it's a traffic arrest. It's a traffic stop.
Okay.
Okay.
The law doesn't differentiate whether it's traffic or murder. Okay. If I'm under arrest, then you are required to give me my Miranda rights. Go ahead and give me my Miranda rights.
Okay.
At least that's a new one. I haven't heard this dipshittery before, but hey, you're not obliged to read your Miranda rights during a traffic stop, because technically you are under arrest, but also being detained. Now, if you fail to provide your bloody stuff and things, mostly things, you're gonna be under arrest.
The good thing is, it looks like this cop actually is going to be willing to actually read them. Oh my god, he's actually getting the Miranda card out.
Alright, evidence against you in court. You have the right to have a lawyer present to it before and during any questioning by police officers or attorneys representing the state. If you are too poor to hire a lawyer, you have the right to have a lawyer appointed by the court to advise you before and during any questioning. You have the right to terminate this interview at any time. Now, I need to see your driver's license and your proof of insurance for the vehicle.
Okay. So you said I have the right to remain silent, correct?
Right. You don't have to say anything.
Right.
I need to see your driver's license and your insurance.
Anything I say can and be used against me in a court of law. Is that correct? If I give you my driver's license and I give you proof of insurance, you can use that against me in a court of law. So why would I want to give that to you? I'm gonna
Because
go
it
ahead
is
and
required by law.
No.
Seems you're still talking, by the way. Don't you want to stop talking? See, this is the problem with solar citizens. Every time they say, I don't answer questions, they continue to answer questions. I mean, there should be a law against people being this dumb. This is not ignorance. This is utter stupidity. Behind the wheel of a car. Just think about that for a moment.
Take your facepalm.
You just said Anything I say can be used against me.
Right.
So if I give you something, it can be used against me. Okay?
Oh, look at that. It doesn't understand the difference between saying something and handing something over. You're required by law. They really love to conflate all the things, right?
Why would I give you something that can be used
Because
against me?
it's
You told me
required
that.
by law.
No, you told me that was a right. I have the right. So I'm going to exercise my right to remain silent. I want my attorney since I'm under arrest. Okay? And I am going to exercise the fact that I can't give you anything because you can use that against me.
Mate, he was just humoring you with the Miranda rights. They're not applicable in this situation. He's just playing a little game with you because you are playing a little game with him. Guess who's gonna win that game? And once again, saying something and handing something over. There's a difference.
I'm not trying.
Wait a minute, this is a game? What did I win? Oh, just kidding, sorry. Back to the officer.
to use anything against you.
Well, you could, but you could. Is the thing. You want to read those Miranda rights again?
Sir, to operate a vehicle on the roadway, you are required to have your driver's license, okay?
Sir,
And you're required to follow the speed limit.
if I'm operating under a commercial reason, okay? Not if I am just traveling. I told you I am just traveling in my private conveyance.
Ah, there it is. Hey, anyone playing bingo? we got one of the bingo points. Bloody dick flutes. I mean, they keep using it, and it's still stupid. Beyond stupid. Basically what he's saying is, I want the law to apply to everyone else but me, while I actually exercise my rights and live under the protection of these laws I refuse to abide by. That is what a child says. The thing about a child, they can learn and grow up into adults. So, what actually went wrong? I mean, growing up is easy. The adulting part, you kind of missed out on that, huh?
So, that law does not apply to me. So now you don't have probable cause anymore.
Yes,
Am I free to go?
No, you are not free to go.
Okay.
Well, he's not free to go. He's not free to stay.
Take the
That
cannon.
sounds even more stupid in this situation.
That's why you get the cannon.
Sir,
I suggest you call your supervisor right here because you obviously don't understand the law. You just read me my Miranda rights.
okay.
Okay?
Listen, I need your driver's license and proof of insurance. The faster we do that, the faster we can both get out of here.
Sir?
Stop calling the police officer sir. That is a disingenuous sound. Wanna know when a sovereign citizen is disingenuous? When they're flapping their lips.
I was going to say open their mouth, but that works too.
I think we're very clear on this. You read my Miranda rights. You want to read them again?
No, sir.
Okay. So, I am not going to answer any questions. I'm going to remain silent.
That's fine.
I cannot give you anything because if I give you something, then you can use that against me in a court of law.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
Sir,
Do you understand that?
understand what?
That if I give you something, you can use that against me in a court of law. Why would I give you something?
Because it's required by law.
Okay,
You broke the law. You were traveling at a speed greater
if
than
I'm
the speed
under
limit.
arrest, I'll be glad to ID.
Okay.
Wait, how fast did he go? I'm curious on this one.
Let me see some identification.
I give you a verbal ID.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, if you say I'm under arrest, then I'll give you a verbal ID. I don't see how I could be under arrest when I haven't broken the law.
Oh my god, it just went stupider. He doesn't want to answer questions. Then he thinks that Miranda rights are applicable to handing over your driver's license and proof of insurance. And now, instead of actually doing that, which he's required by law to do, he is now going to do a verbal, remember, verbal identification, nullifying his non-existent Miranda right. Oh my word. This might be the dumbest one I've ever seen.
What's your verbal ID?
Okay, first name is Edward.
That's EDWARD?
Correct. Okay,
So do you have a driver's license?
sir, I'm going to exercise my right not to answer any questions.
Okay.
Just as you read my Miranda rights.
Do you have proof of financial responsibility for the vehicle?
I'm going to exercise my right not to answer any questions.
Okay.
But you just gave up those rights by actually verbally identifying.
Do you want another cannon?
You utter dick flute.
All right, let's see what we got. All right, sir.
Am I free to go?
No.
Okay.
All right, so do you have any suspensions, any warrants on your license right now?
Sir, I'm going to exercise my right not to answer any questions.
Okay. All right, sir. Well, here's the deal. Back there at FM 523, your speed was confirmed at 92 miles per hour.
92? What, that's even faster than the DeLorean trying to get back to the past. Dude, slow the fuck down.
Okay. Speed limit here is 65.
Well, that right there is a punchable offense.
Punch,
All right, that's it. We gotta find a
punch,
different way to shoot this when I'm
offense.
standing at the bloody campfire. I don't want to be roasted at my own damn campfire.
So you are going to receive a citation for your speed today, okay? Do you have insurance for the truck?
Sir, again.
Okay, I'll check it on my side. Just hang on one second.
Oh, look, the face of a disingenuous dumbass.
Okay, turn the camera back on himself.
So, you just sign here on the X. And signing here, it's not a plea of guilt. It's a promise to make contact with the court. You're going to make contact with Judge Davis here in Angleton on or before February 6th. Okay?
Can I see that?
Yes, sir.
Sir, I disagree with this.
Okay. You're not going to sign it?
I like my attorney now, since I'm under arrest.
Okay. So are you going to sign this or no?
I would like my attorney, sir.
Okay. All right, sir. Well, this has all your information on it and what you need to do to be able to contact Judge Davis, okay? There's a phone number and an address on there, okay? All right, sir. Well, just be safe driving, okay? And slow it down a little bit.
There we go.
Don't you just love it when the officer doesn't take any of his bait and, he doesn't know what to do when the script doesn't work? At least he's off the road now, as per ICFPM. I have seen the question pop up.
Hey, well, I got you here before you do that. Since my guys may be new to you, I was wondering, can you do us a little, solid, since they're not dick flutes? Can you explain the sounds and the quote-unquote face palms, as you refer to them?
All the time. What is the hand that keeps slapping me? So let's address that real quick. The castle's armament consists of facepalm cannons. I take the more extreme facepalm when the silly does a dumb, so you guys don't have to. And well, the intercontinental face punch missile seems rather self-explanatory, innit? And on that, secrets being shared. Remember to tickle the bell and all buttons around it.
Thank you very much. And we'll hop away from him and over to our other good friend, Mr. Skeptic.
This month, I have a lot of content planned for y'all, starting with Peggy Hall, or as I like to call her, Karen Prime.
Oh,
and her
yeah, Karen again?
non-legal legal advice that should definitely not be taken legally. So let's begin.
It's Peggy, and I am back with Peggy to the rescue, and I want to talk about legal action.
If you're coming to my rescue, I am so fucked.
I am not an attorney. I'm not giving you legal advice. I am giving you a legal education about your rights and the laws that protect them.
No, you're not, Peggy. Shut up.
You would think that someone teaching law would need to at least have the mental capacity of a bar of soap. Peggy Hall fails to meet even those requirements.
You can join me over at put in the healthyamerican.org, O-R-G, and click on religious exemptions. You get all of this self-study information. You get I have over 100 videos in my religious exemption playlist, and I'm answering all those questions about how to fill out the form. What if they deny you? What if they don't believe you? What if they want to have a meeting? What if they said you got it off the internet? What if they don't like your accommodation? What if they say you're an undue hardship? What if they say you're a threat to others? And on and on and on and on and on.
I love how she encourages her audience to watch her playlist on how to get a religious or medical exemption without actually needing a religious or medical exemption. Literally every one of those questions is designed to ensure the sanctity of the exemption, and to make sure that dickweeds like this Karen aren't abusing a system that's meant to help people who have real needs.
100 videos answering all of those questions. What if you are just a green card holder? I answer all of those questions for you. You are protected under Title VII of the U.S. Civil Rights Act if you are an employee, if you have a W-2 from an employer. An employer cannot discriminate against you. They cannot be hostile towards you. They cannot defame you. They cannot slander you, and they cannot cause you intentional harm. And that's what I want to talk about. It's called a tort. A tort is a type of, it is a violation of the law. A crime is where you go to jail and there's a penalty.
Goddamn, Karen. I thought you were here to teach us about the law, and you start off by getting the definitions of crimes and torts completely wrong.
Yes,
a
she
tort
did.
is not a violation of the law. A tort is a negligent act that damages a person or another person's property. For instance, if you mop the floor at a store and you fail to put down a wet floor sign completely visible to customers who are walking in, and one of them slips and falls and injures themselves, then you possibly have committed a tort against that customer, and they can potentially hold you liable for any damages or injuries that they may have incurred. And a crime is not just defined as something that's punishable by jail time. It's defined as something that is, in general, harmful to society, like murder, theft, or assault.
And there are many crimes where you're not getting beat up, but you have been defrauded, right? There has been embezzlement. These types of crimes, the person goes to jail or prison if it's a felony. And then, so those are crimes. And then there are torts. Tort is, and I wrote it all down here, tort is a harm against you. And it also can be it is when you have had your legal rights invaded. I love that definition. When you have had your legal rights invaded.
Again, a tort can be a civil violation, like a negligent act that damages you or your property. Another example would be if a delivery driver forgot to put his brake on and his truck rolled down the street and smashed your mailbox. While the delivery driver didn't violate any of your rights, you can still hold him accountable for the damage he did to your mailbox.
Because your employer is in a position of power, they are above you. They tell you what to do. They can hire you and fire you and determine how much you get paid. They also have the potential of abusing that power. There's a concept in law called abuse of power, all right? And abuse of power is made worse, as I say, because worse is worse than worse, when it is inflicted upon someone who is vulnerable. Someone who is vulnerable is in a protected class. Someone who is elderly, someone who is infirm, and I want to let all of our healthy American pregnant ladies know that if you are pregnant, you are in another protected class. So if your boss is harassing you to do something that is in violation of your sincerely held religious beliefs, that is a type of intentional harm because you are vulnerable and they are abusing their power. Now, the idea of this intentional infliction of emotional distress happens when there is extreme and outrageous, severe conduct with disregard or indifference to your rights. Doesn't that sound like what's happening?
But I can make the same argument about you and your team-killing fucktard friends. We're in the middle of a pandemic, with aerosols and droplets being the primary method of transmission for the virus, and you guys are trying to make up religious and medical exemptions just so you can get your way. I could make an argument that your coworkers are being intentionally inflicted with emotional distress from your severely outrageous conduct with complete disregard and indifference to the civil liberties of the people around you.
It is reckless, atrocious, extreme, severe, outrageous conduct that has a disregard or an indifference to your rights. And a reasonable person should not have to tolerate that conduct.
A reasonable person wouldn't think they have the legal expertise of a lawyer and the medical expertise of a doctor without ever stepping foot in a law or medical school. By my definition, Karen, you are a completely unreasonable jackass.
It is beyond all, these are some of the legal phrases that they use. It's beyond, maybe it's not a legal phrase, but these are phrases that lawyers use. It is beyond all bounds of decency that a normal person a normal member of society should not have to tolerate. So when your employer is asking you for your records at the pharmacy of all of the drugs that you've purchased, because they want to use that as a basis to determine whether or not your sincerely held religious beliefs are sincere, that falls in this category for me. That is outrageous. It's atrocious. It's extreme. It's severe. It would cause me harm because that is a violation of my right. That's a violation of my right to privacy.
No, it isn't. And the funny thing is, these pretentious pricks have no problem proving their children are vaccinated when they want the government to raise and educate them, and they don't have any problem giving immunization records when they want to take their luxurious vacations. But now that it inconveniences their entitlement, all of a sudden, it's become a violation of their privacy.
Well, Peggy, you might say, but they need to determine if I took all these drugs that I said I don't take these drugs. It doesn't matter. Your religious views are not based on a fact. They're based on your belief. And a belief does not have to be proven or supported by facts. Your employer is the one that has to use facts to support their claim that you are a threat to others, that you are creating an undue hardship. They're the ones making the claim. They're the ones that have to bring the fact. Don't answer those questions and don't say it in your exemption. Because once you state something, then they are going to want you to bring the receipts, as we say.
Exactly. Claim the need for religious or medical exemption without actually giving any evidence for the need for a medical or religious exemption. Because then they could ask you to prove that you aren't actually lying. And as far as receipts go for this pandemic, I would say that the 16,000 Americans who died in the past 7 days are receipts enough.
Now, there's another part to this. So there's also a negligent infliction where they didn't realize that they were inflicting this emotional distress. And the intentional is where they intended the consequence. So the consequence might be that you give in and you give into the coercion and you do this behavior that you normally wouldn't do, right? You don't want to do it, but you give in. That's coercion and that's illegal. And it's an intentional infliction of emotional distress. Why am I saying this? Because this is a claim of action that you can take against your employer while you're still employed. You can find an attorney, and that's the second part of this video, so I'm going to ask for those attorneys to raise their hands. Why? I'm just looking at my notes here. So when your employer has knowledge with substantial certainty that the consequences of their action is going to cause you harm, is going to violate your rights, they know that they're doing that. They created these forms and these interviews intentionally to coerce you, to make you operate under duress, to intentionally inflict emotional pain, such as, and I know I've left out the word anxiety before because I don't want them to ding you on saying you're psychologically unsound.
Peggy, telling your employer that you suffer from anxiety is the least of all the reasons they could find you psychologically unsound.
But grief, anguish, loss of sleep, you may feel frightened, threatened, humiliated, and there's trauma. Now, if you have physical evidence of that, like you're breaking out in a rash, you have a headache, you got an upset stomach, I recommend that you keep, I've said this many, many times, to keep a record, a calendar of the facts and the feelings. What's happening? How are you feeling about it? All of this can be brought as a cause of action in a courtroom, even while you're still employed. And this would be an emotional distress claim. So I've asked you to file an unemployment claim if they put you on unpaid leave. I asked you to file a claim with your state Department of Fair Employment. It might be called Civil Rights Agency, Human Rights. There are other names that it goes under. And you also file a claim with the EEOC. Now, the EEOC and your state civil rights agency or fair employment office likely are not going to do anything.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that there is a more than likely chance, or even a slightly greater than 100% chance, that the EEOC isn't going to do shit about your claim. But I am sure that the thousands of frivolous claims filed by you and your self-entitled privilege of Karens that follow you aren't going to bog down the system, preventing actual claims of employer discrimination from being addressed. Now are they, Karen?
but I want it to be on record. The reason you're doing it is to have a record of your claim. So then if you go to court, you can say, look, I even told them I was going to file a claim, and I filed a claim, so that you can show that you've tried all of these what are called administrative remedies that are outside of the courtroom. And they will want to see that you have tried this. You have to have a record of it. You can't just say, well, I was going to think about it, but I didn't think it would do any good. No, you do it. And you inform your employer that you're going to do that. What you are asking for is you want an injunction. You want the court to order your employer to stop harassing you. This is no different than sexual harassment.
It's actually completely different than sexual harassment. But please, Karen, continue to say stupid shit.
Imagine if you had a job and you went to work, and every time you went there, your boss made some statement about your appearance or kept saying that they wanted you to do certain things in order to keep your job. You're not going to stand for that. Hopefully, you're going to get an attorney and you're going to sue them for harassment. And there are monetary damages. There are a couple of things. Number one, you want them to stop the action. Number two, possibly you want money for all of your pain and suffering. And you would discuss all of that with your attorney. So I wanted to bring this to your attention that you can sue for emotional distress. It's called an emotional distress claim. Even if you're still employed and they're harassing you to wear badges or something that is a blatant form of discrimination, if you're not clear on that, please start with yesterday's video in my religious exemption playlist. I'm going to have an emotional damages playlist, and then work your way backwards. You're going to be starting with the most important, most up-to-date information, and then watch the video right before that, the video right before that, the video right before that. Most of these videos are an hour long. So here's a tip. Play the video at a double speed, and you'll get through each video in 30 minutes. Get out your notebook, your pencil, or your pen. You're going to take notes because class is in session, and I am educating you on your legal rights and the laws that defend them. The other case that you can bring is called defamation. I don't know anyone else who is talking about this except for me. And I've studied this in the state of California. I want you to let me know in your state what the law is for defamation and slander. That means slander is when somebody says something about you. Libel is when they write it about you. So let's say that they write in your document that your religious views are not sincere. To me, that is libel.
First off, they have to objectively lie about you for it to be considered libel. So if an exemption board finds that your medical or religious exemption is disingenuous, and they decide to deny you that exemption based on their findings, then that's not libel. To me, that's just exposing a dipshit for being a dipshit.
They just wrote about you, and further, they shared, in order for it to be a damage, a tort, a harm against you, it has to be told to a third party, and there has to be a consequence of harm to you. So you losing your job is the damage, is the consequence, is the harm. And your boss having the committee members know about this, or telling other employees, oh, Jim's on leave without pay because he refused to get this. Or he can't come into the office because he's going to make other people sick. Okay, that is the slander. That is the slander. There's no factual proof that you were sick and that you were going to harm others. Period. So I want you to investigate a claim of defamation, which is a lie being told about you, to a third person. The third person is hearing about this lie about you, and it damages your occupation. In California, it is Civil Code 45 and Civil Code 46. Civil Code 46 says, California Civil Code 46, it is slander, it is defamation to say someone has a loathsome disease, an infectious disease, when they don't. That's what your employer is saying about you. Otherwise, why do you have to go through any of this stuff?
Because we're in the middle of a pandemic, you moron. And an employer requiring you to wear a mask or get vaccinated as a condition of employment is not the same thing as saying that a particular person has an infectious and loathsome disease.
So here's the next part of the video is, attorneys, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Some of you are in my classes. And I know, hey, Steve, environmental attorney, Nicole, love you. Jim, you're a bulldog. Come on, friends. We need to bring these claims to court. I will be the paralegal. That means I'll bring you all these laws. I'll do the research.
If that wasn't the funniest thing that Peggy Hall has ever said, I don't know what is. You know, while you're at it, Peggy, why don't you go down to the local hospital and volunteer to be the surgical nurse on the next heart transplant? Don't worry, I'm sure your ignorant interpretations of several YouTube medical videos will be plenty enough for you to get the job done.
You bring it to court. I don't have the license to argue a case in court. I cannot represent someone in the courtroom, but I can provide you with all this information. And I've already done it. So let's see it. I've got over 400 Kaiser employees waiting to have an injunction, be a petition for an injunction to be taken to court here in California to stop. That's the injunction. The injunction is to stop the employer from doing the tort, from doing the harm. And the harm in this case is these outrageous, I have the whole list of it again, outrageous, ridiculous, atrocious, extreme questions that are a clear violation of your civil liberties, of your personal liberties, of your personal rights. I will not stand for it. So where are you, attorneys? Would you please email me with the word in the subject line, attorney, how about this, attorney willing to help. Now listen, do not, you wonderful, healthy Americans, send me the name of someone else. I don't want someone's name. I want that person to contact me.
I find it hilarious that she says that she only wants real lawyers to contact her. You know, Karen, at the beginning of the video, you were telling us that you were going to give us an education on the law. How about this? Why don't you just figure out how all you jobless and soon-to-be homeless Neander Karens are going to pay for this massive legal fund to file your frivolous lawsuits?
My call of action today is attorneys, contact me. And it needs to say attorney willing to help, and it needs to come from the attorney. And you're going to email support at the, put in the word, the, T-H-E, healthyamerican.org, not .com, thehealthyamerican.org. I want to hear from attorneys in any state, and I want to know what your successes are, what your area of expertise is, why you want to bring these cases forward. And I have the plaintiffs. I have thousands of plaintiffs for you. So I'm not soliciting business. I don't even know if that's legal. What I'm telling you is a fact that there are people that are suffering that need representation. Where are you? Where are you?
Believe me when I say this, Karen. You guys get the retainers ready, and the lawyers will come find you.
Are you worried that you're going to lose your license? I hope not. You have the right to practice law. What did you get hit with drunk driving? They'll pull your license for that. Did you breach confidentiality with one of your clients? They'll pull your license for that. They won't pull your license for representing people's civil rights and religious rights. So that's one reason I could say you wouldn't be stepping up.
Karen, defending people who have had their rights violated is one of the many reasons lawyers exist in the first place.
Are you not stepping up because you don't want to rock the boat? You need to deal with these judges and bailiffs on a regular basis, and you don't want to be looked at somebody that's swimming upstream? Well, then I don't want you either. You're not the one for the job. I don't want anyone who is worried and fearful of, oh, well, I have another case coming up. Well, I don't want you. You're next. Go next. Not interested. You're of the mind of, well, I don't take these C cases, the CVID cases. I don't take those. Okay, done. Next. I don't even want to ask you why.
Oh, that's rich. Because it's you who needs the lawyers. They don't need you, Karen. So good luck finding a lawyer that's going to take on your case for nothing, knowing that there's nothing to gain from it.
All right. So where does that leave us? Who is going to step up to the plate? I'll help you with the laws. I've already researched them all. I'm an expert in Title VII.
I think the problem with people like this is that they are so stupid.
Yes,
that
John Cleese.
They have no idea how stupid they are. You see, if you're very, very stupid, how can you possibly realize that you're very, very stupid?
All right, guys, that's the end of the video.
Okay.
Karen Prime is the gift that keeps on giving.
Yes, she is. Now, I do know you're heading out to go and take care of Glenn, the I'm a dumb fuck scenario. So I definitely wish you the best of luck upon that. And I'll let you get out of here. Thank you, Mr. Skeptic. And we'll be having more of that kind of content when it does. So let's go ahead and just do a few Karens while we continue. So tonight, with more Karens who are dumb than shit, here we go.
Excuse me, ma'am, maybe we're trying to eat me, so I want my money back. That's good, but can you do that outside while we get our orders, please? Thank you. I want my money back. I want my money back. Can you give my money? I'm sorry, but you already gave my money. Listen, let me have this. That was fuck you. Excuse me. I gave you my money back. Hey, you know what? Give me my fucking money back, please. Give me my money. I'm sorry. I should give my money back. I don't do it. I'm a
She's at a Mexican kind of like walk-up type of restaurant. She's already ate over 3/4 of the meal, now wanting her money back.
I ain't that much. Give my money up. No, fuck you, ho. No, you're ready. My money back, ho. I'm gonna get my fucking money back. I was just shit you, man. You better get my fucking money back, you piece of shit. You a piece of shit, ho. Get my money back. I will come back. And I'll stand true. You understand that? You comprehend? I think you need to go outside. I think you need to go outside. I want my fucking money back. Oh, you can go outside. How about going outside with people that come here so they can help you with this? I don't need a fucking cop, bro. She had to give my money back anyway. Hey, man, say it, don't spray it.
Say it, don't spray it.
You're a woman? Yeah, you're a woman.
I like it, you're a woman? Holy crap.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck you is. Okay, man.
Uh-oh, he just stepped up to her. Karen, you just stepped up to the wrong person.
Okay. Yeah. You're a lying piece of shit. You won't get my money, you sick piece of shit. And they actually helped you. And him. Why would they help you? They're a piece of shit. You're a motherfucker. You're the crackhead here, not me. I'm doing well. You're a woman. You're not a crackhead. Why you follow people around? You follow them around, huh? You're a sicko, huh? I'm a real sicko.
More Karens.
You throw it at someone and I will get you for assault because I got you on video, lady. I will call the cops on you. Are you going to give me a cup of coffee? Give me a cup of coffee. Quit asking. I'm not asking, I'm telling you. You need to leave. I am the manager of this establishment and it's away. You need to get out. You fucking pig. Yeah, you never pig. Lady, it's coffee. Ma'am, get out. Shut up. You rat. You fucking spoiled shit. I'm the manager. Get the fuck out. Go to hell. You too. You are. Have a great day. I'm so tired of it. You. I work 8 hours yesterday. It's fucking coffee.
More Karens.
You don't have to follow us. I love my double.
We could have placed the order already. We could have placed an order already.
Amanda is not a law. What's the
Mandate's
difference
the law.
between Amanda and
She doesn't know.
We
She
have
doesn't
a
know.
mandate in the county, which
It's
means
not a
that we
law.
are not allowed to
It's
serve
not a
you
law.
if you're
It's
not
not
in the
a
store.
law. Segregation was legal. Jim Crow law was legal. The Holocaust was legal.
Sure
Where
was.
do you guys take a stand? I don't understand that.
Wait, segregation in the Holocaust is legal? Karen, shut the hell up.
Irritated. I'm annoyed. Okay,
I'm
because
not refusing you service.
okay, but you're telling me to stand in the cold like I'm not human.
Wait a minute, she's African American too, and saying that segregation in the Holocaust is legal? Dude, learn your history and shut the fuck up.
In your car. I'm sure your
I know
car
we could
has
have placed the order already, but then you
And
gotta
then
get
we're
a.
just gonna walk out. What's the difference?
What's the difference? We're already inside. We already
I'm not
infected
disturbed.
everyone.
The difference is that the
We
longer
infected
you're in the
everyone.
store, the faster you're
Really?
infecting people. So
According to
if you could just
what?
leave the store, if you could just leave the
What?
store.
You're wearing a dirty mask, synthetic fibers on your face.
Oh no, Curtis,
Yeah.
we cannot order like a normal human being that I am.
Holy
You're not
cow.
getting any
Holy
order
cow.
from outside. You're not
Wow.
getting any money.
Wow.
You're not getting our money.
Just following orders, just like the Nazis. Just like the Nazis. Just following the orders like Nazis. Wow, Jesus.
Well, you could have just served us as like normal human beings. We were gonna walk out.
Wow.
I'm not gonna give you my money if you're gonna have me outside in the cold. That's inhumane. That's inhumane. Well, I hope when you sleep right now, you think about it, because if they start to tell you not to allow Negroes, no. I'm gonna say what I want to say. You could have serviced us because your colleague gave us the menu, right? She didn't say to go outside in the cold.
You have the menu so that you can order from outside.
I'm not gonna give you my money if you tell me to go outside. It's inhumane. It's inhumane. Listen, when you go sleep at night, okay, I hope you guys think about the Holocaust, slavery, all of that stuff was legal. A mandate is not a law. You need to stand up for what's right. No. You need to know that, because I lost my job because I didn't comply with mandates. Okay? I hope you think about it, because it's going to continue to escalate, and then they're going to come for you. What are you going to do? What are you going to do when they start coming for you? What are you going to do when they start coming for you?
You should be ashamed of yourself. This is a Jewish establishment. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, the Holocaust. Right?
A kosher. This is not kosher. This place is not good. You might as well eat bacon. You might as well eat some bacon and a cheeseburger. This is not a kosher place. It's not a kosher place. It's not a kosher place. Bye, Josh.
And there we go. Stupid Karens. Give me a moment. We'll find a few more as we finish up our fights for the day. Because Karens, just gotta be stupid. It wouldn't be Karens otherwise. Oh, yeah, we'll do that. How about we get a racist Karen at Starbucks?
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Because that's what you want to see, right? You want to see that? Because you don't like white people, right? You want to cut my head off like this? Cool.
I don't know.
Black Lives Matter.
Dude,
cut my head off like Black Lives Matter and my blood on the walls. You want a genocide against white people? Okay, go for it. Here's 13% of the population. Good luck. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Hey, I made a man sin. I made a man sin. So you guys come here very often? My name's Amanda Manson. You ever hear of Charles Manson?
Okay, Karen, now you're just being freaky.
Okay. Crazy.
I would like 3 shots of espresso. I would like an extra large iced tea, make it black. And I would like that unsweet, and then I would also like something quite fine. I would do what a man that.
Okay, Amanda, stop kicking like you're being an idiot.
Shame on it.
Oh, God, Karen, really?
Blurt out.
Dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Get out of my face.
Ain't nothing wrong with me.
Get out of my face.
Hey.
I've been cool with you. But you better get the fuck up out of my face. Bitch ass motherfucker. I'll fuck you up. Get the fuck out of my face.
Listen,
I'm not gonna play with you no more. I'm not playing with you no more, bitch. Can I get my coffee talking about?
Alright, bonus Karen.
Fuck you. Go ahead, trust me again.
Get out. Get out.
I got you, Cole.
Come back whenever you want then.
That's not me.
I got it at 3 tonight. You want to come back, all right?
Oh my god, this one looks like to be at a Popeye's chicken.
Hot tots. No, fuck that.
I don't want to, but she's not
You better go! Get out!
Fuck you.
Get your girl, man. Get your girl. You're not trying hard enough.
Fuck you. Fuck you and the fuck you.
Get out!
No, you guys.
I got it, bro. Break something else, I'll lock you up. You think I'm fucking playing? Andre? Crackhead?
Yeah, she's a crackhead. Yeah, another Karen. This one at a bakery.
I don't wear a mask. You're not serving people, that's discrimination.
You're an idiot.
Well, is it a law? Should we call the sheriff and ask him to explain the law? Well then, let's call law enforcement, because this is a problem. This is not a law, and I am under no obligation to wear a mask.
Yes, you are, Karen.
So, in Nazi Germany, when your manager told you to, like, shove people in the ovens, you would do that, I guess?
Oh, fuck no, Karen. No, fuck you, Karen. Unless I'm getting to shove you in the oven, no.
I'm asking a real question. You have ovens, don't you? Yeah. Okay, well, I will stand here until the law enforcement comes.
No, you won't.
Because I'd like to make a citizen's arrest of you. This is discrimination. I'm going to stand here.
Thank you. I'm cutting that one.
You're discriminating against me. I need to breathe air. No.
Already big. They're on their way.
Okay. All right.
Karen in the grocery store, not wearing a mask.
Because you have the law on your side to protect and not discriminate against people. And you do not have the law on your side to discriminate. No, I'm not breaking the law. I have the rights. Code 51. Yeah, this is America. It's America. Little no-dope ball-hatted bitch. What the fuck you doing? No, get the fuck away from me. Get out of my face, bitch. Get the fuck out of my face and I'll leave. Okay.
That's not how this works, Karen. That's not how any of this works.
You know what I love universal balls and stand up for people. Stand up for their narrative.
Comment your thoughts below.
Alrighty, we're trying some smaller episodes just to see if it helps with the YouTube algorithm. If it doesn't, we will return, of course, to the full version. But in the meantime, of course, do like, share, and subscribe. Go ahead and get us to those goals of 5,000 views. Unboxing Extras will pay attention. 1,000 subscribers for YouTube will pay attention and help us with ideas so we can get back to the full hour episodes. Until we do meet for the overnight with a new Irk Bell interview, as we just finished the last one last night, please like, share, and subscribe, and come back for some more from day one.